Okay, I got opportunity for housekeeping here before a big announcement.
Okay. Well,
yeah. It's the first day of fall. We could talk about that. I was going to hold it.
Right.
My kid told me. Our kid told us. We were sitting at dinner last night. Me and Meg had put the kids down, and she was like, Waylon knows the clock and the calendar now, so we're fucked. And it's true. He was like, came home. He's like, yeah, one of the 4 seasons just started, guys. So we'll talk about that in a second. Housekeeping, you got anything? I got something. Queen Elizabeth funeral ratings far below Diana's, but it's apples to oranges. This a headline from TMZ.
Absolutely apples to oranges, because I'm streaming that service. I'm not watching it on cable. When the good folks at Nielsen call, when Leslie Nielsen calls, I'm saying, no, I didn't watch it on TV. I streamed the service.
The Nielsen numbers are striking. An average of 11.4 million viewers watched the Queen's state funeral. This next to the 33.2 million people who watched Diana's funeral more than 2 decades ago in the States.
That's really according to Nielsen?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Nielsen's something that will just never change our entire lifetimes. It'll always be the Nielsen ratings. Like, there hasn't been a disruptor in that space.
Who was Nielsen?
Because, candidly, I've never been contacted by Nielsen.
They're still measuring floodwater and hand spans.
Is that automated? Are they plugged into our boxes, or are they really asking people for what they're watching?
I don't know how any of it. I don't even want to pretend.
They send out surveys to people.
They send out. I've never gotten a survey. I love TV.
The Nielsen ratings is the top 100 of media ratings, the top 100 football players, because I never saw a top 100 sheet. These people are not actually getting surveys. I've never gotten surveys. Nobody's asked me what the fuck.
Number 6.
I think we're burying the lead.
Ingram angle. Number 5. The O'Reilly Factor.
Bill O'Reilly's
number
podcast.
4.
Number 4, QVC. Bunch of fucking bracelets.
Number 3.
People watching bracelets. What does that tell you? It's like when people say, hey, that artist sold more.
Number 3. Yeah, probably for fucking Price is Right.
So, yeah, anyways, I think we're burying...
Nobody has a job anymore.
I think we're burying the lead. The fact that we're arguing about ratings with 2 dead women, like royalty women. We're like...
And the Cowboy hasn't even...
The Cowboy...
expressed his condolences.
Yeah, he hasn't. No, you're right. But the lead is that the society is fucked. There's articles about like whose funeral had better ratings. Whose funeral would have the best ratings?
That's a good question. Let me think on that. I'll talk while I think. Can do 2 things at the same time. I want my funeral not to be a celebration of life, but to be a very somber, well-attended, sad as fuck affair.
Yeah.
Like, I want you leaving there sad.
I know. You told us.
Like, it's hard. It takes a while to get out of the building because so many people are there and people are crying and thinking, man, maybe we should have been nicer to old Make, you know?
I'm going to play this at your funeral and encourage people to do the exact fucking opposite. But you'll probably outlive me. All right, so... A little early, and should we do a Dead or Alive or something? No. So anyways, the society's fucked up, man. We're arguing over ratings at funerals. You never answered my question.
Somebody who died who would have the highest rating. Got it. Taylor Swift.
Reed would be there. Mad Dog's funeral, they should just roll up and people just scream their grievances about the show and the teams. Like people, just a bunch of 50-year-old white men just driving by it, yelling at Mad Dog.
They introduce themselves first. This is Bill from New Jersey.
That's good, Cowboy.
Oh my God, it's early in the show to be talking about this morbid shit. Bunch of crypt keepers around this motherfucker. All right.
I'll give a green light real fast. I want to green light Macon's threads. This was off a story from last week. Macon, you probably, of all the people I know, have the most Patagonia wearing in your closet.
Thank you.
I don't know if you knew, but Patagonia just gave away their ownership, and now an estimated $100 million is going back to the earth. So
that's exactly
Macon,
right.
This is that was possible. That was made possible. Patagonia was able to do that because of you.
Because of Macon.
and your
And if
closet.
you didn't have a
So
torn
thank you very
rotator
much.
cuff, which you are podcasting through, thank you.
You're welcome.
For over a year now.
To
Maybe
labrum.
2 years. Whatever it is.
It's been about 7 years. Yeah.
Just a fucked up arm. Like I would have you pat yourself on the back because this is a big deal.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Reed. Some companies are built different, and Patagonia is one of them. Probably skirting taxes and dozens of different ways by doing this, and it's.
I think this guy might. How many capes? I'm giving him 5 capes.
No,
dude.
this
guy's
Yvonne's legit.
A mensch.
Yeah.
He's not skirting taxes. They actually had to lose a ton of money to pay all the taxes to make this possible.
Damn, how do you feel now?
5 capes. He gets 5 capes.
You feel like a asshole of the week, maybe. It's crazy. I mean, unbelievable.
Hey, you know what I'll call it sometimes?
What?
Patagucci.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people do. It's a fucking sick. Where did that term come from?
I first heard it from you, actually.
Really? Okay. I heard it from like a middle-aged white woman.
Yep.
All right. So best fall songs for Layup Line today, because it is the first day of fall, as Waylon announced so adeptly. I don't know, guys. What do you think? November Rain is the first one that comes to mind for me. November Rain is an absolute classic. I'm sure it's been on Layup Line before. You got like Harvest Moon, Earth, Wind, and Fire. September is like your early fall jam. We could break this up into different times in the fall, but I think it's probably November Rain for me. Is there a better fall song that I'm missing? I haven't spent 5 minutes on this.
There's Wake Me Up When September Ends.
Right.
I guess that's a negative.
Right where I need to be, Gary Allen.
Is there a fall reference in there?
Well, we're in fall. We're right where we need to be.
Yeah. There's a plane flying out of here tonight. Destination New Orleans. I finally got all my priorities in line. Yes, I'm right where I need to be. With your hat on, dude, I feel he's got a cowboy hat on right now. It feels right.
Where when I see her, I can touch her. I can smell her sweet perfume. I can feel her skin against me when I sleep. It's that's a good song.
Okay.
Hey, Boys of Fall is clearly the best fall
Yeah,
song.
so that's good.
It's by Kenny Chesney.
Yeah.
It was debuted on Sports Center, for crying out loud.
Yeah, no question.
Sean Payton's in the music video.
Yep.
Looking all like Mama's Family. Mama's Family looking ass Sean Payton.
He does look like it's so funny every time.
Frankly, he looks like Kenny Chesney too. Those white guys with pursed lips.
Okay.
Well,
Self-deprecation.
I don't have pursed lips.
No, not pursed.
Lack of. Dearth. Lip dearth.
White guys.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'll take "Ramble On" by Led Zeppelin.
Ramble on.
Golly.
The autumn moon lights my way.
that's true, dude.
And the first line, leaves are falling all around.
Yeah, it's true. And it's so funny because I never think of it as an autumn song, but it is. I think more summer. Let's get out there. But yeah, I love the fall, man. I say this all the time. The fall, when you stop playing football, the fall really becomes cool. For y'all, you were living it. Fall was Toradol and the Edward Jones Dome for me. And that's okay. Different seasons in your life. Now I can enjoy it. So I'm going to go best and worst things about fall.
Okie doke.
What do
You want to go AB here?
Yeah, we go AB.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best?
Start where you give me your best.
All of them, or we're doing the AB?
We just do them how just shoot, cowboy. Cowboy Macon.
Weather.
Yeah, the weather. Yeah, the weather's fucking good.
You
now.
want me to get more specific?
Yeah, the morning weather.
Temperature.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. Flannels. I got one on right now. It's flannel season. It becomes a lot easier for like middle-aged white guys to dress. And like when it's t-shirt season, guys are wearing these tight t-shirts. Maybe you got like a little man boob going on. Maybe you got like a love handle you don't like. Maybe you just don't like the way you're shaped in a fucking shirt that's supposed to fit the mannequin. And it doesn't fit you that way anymore. And flannels are the answer, man. As soon as I can just grab a flannel or a hoodie, and that goes hand in hand with your best weather, I'm good, bro. I don't even have to think about getting dressed. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. I'm parking in that garage. Layering. You can layer.
Layering is sick.
Which is good. It works.
I'm not good at it, but
it works indoors and out because of the very nature of layering itself. Now, downside to layering is more laundry.
Yeah, that's true.
Upside to more laundry, I'm a laundry guy. I like laundry. I like doing the laundry.
Flannels can get 3 wears.
For sure.
As
can y'all's denim.
So you've got a t-shirt on under your flannel, do you treat those 2 items of clothing differently when you're washing them, or are they both dirty after this wear?
So if I get a flannel from like, if I get like a everyman flannel, like, which is the main course in the fall, I'm going to just wash that motherfucker, put it through the elements, right?
So this will get washed together. It's not like this is tomorrow actually, I could wear another shirt under
I brought out
flannel.
the Lamborghini today. This is like, did. Feel this shit.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't get that at Gander Mountain.
That was genuine. Who makes that?
I don't even know. But I splurged on some like going to dinner flannels, and this is one of them.
Going to dinner flannels.
Yeah, dude. It makes it easy. I'm at the country club.
Golden Corral.
In a flannel. People are like, who's that lowlife? He's like, no, he's the guy with the fucking big house down the street. He just can't dress.
Did I tell you the story from the beach? I was on vacation. So I go to this pretty nice restaurant, but I'm picking up food.
Yeah.
I got it for the whole family. We're talking upwards of a couple $100, all right?
Yeah. Oh.
And I've paid for the meal and I'm walking out.
Yeah.
I just happen to be wearing my Lululemon joggers.
Yeah.
And like a tee.
Yeah.
And I regretted it, but there was timing issues. I just had to go when I went. And I walk out of the thing, and this older gentleman walks by me and he goes, Grubhub! I swear to you.
That's so good.
I swear. And like I mean mugged him for a split second before thinking it was really funny. I kept it moving, but
I thought you were Grubhub when you were walking through my yard.
Well, I'm on as exercise.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought I lived?
Yeah. I was like, who the fuck where is he going? I was like, no, the door's up here. He's just walking perpendicular through my yard. Oh, he's got a baby with him. He's just, it's my co-host walking his kid. Well, you can't say it like that, can you? Walking a kid.
Walking a kid. I was taking a walk with my kid.
Why do we have to say it differently? I mean, you're kind of walking the kid. Are you walking the kid?
I guess she was in a stroller for the entirety. I was walking
Kid's
her.
not walking.
It's walking the stroller.
Yeah. But when you walk the dog's walking. Like when I take Willie for a walk, Willie's walking. Think about it.
Fires and fireplaces.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you took it.
You can take fire pits because I know you're a big fire pit guy. I'm not.
Okay, you take the fireplaces, I'll take the fire pits.
Yeah, the smoke inhalation really gets to me. I get headaches from fire pits.
Okay. I like being in the good here. Yeah, I'll go Thanksgiving.
Fuck.
I mean,
This is collaborative.
This is collaborative. Thanksgiving is the holiday as you grow up. Halloween's a kid's game, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm putting adult Halloween as a negative.
For sure.
Like, okay, I got to dress up. Let me handle the 76 other things that are going on this week. And then have to go for 2 hours, fight traffic to get a mask so you can fit in and get FOMO that there's a bunch of young people out there getting drunk. Like in a big Halloween party, people are scantily clad. They're having a great time. And we're like, what time are the kids getting up in the morning?
Halloween's for sure on the worst part of this season.
And fucking Thanksgiving's the inverse of that. As you get older, Thanksgiving is awesome. It gets better and better as long as grass is the surface in the NFL.
The length of the days.
Yeah.
Thing of beauty. Sun's coming up at 7. It's going down at 7.
Yep.
That's something you can set your watch to.
Yep.
Literally, I think. What's a sundial?
The sun moves and the dial casts a shadow that's reflective of the sun's movement.
Got you. And then the shadow is telling me what time it is?
Yes.
Got you.
You want me to do like the atom bomb next?
Actually, like electrons.
Okay. Anyways,
I got kind of a blind spot.
Can I give you a negative? Oh, high school football highlights is a favorite of mine. Like sitting at home and like, dozing off to the news, the local news, and seeing what Greene County did this evening. Mm-hmm. Like seeing little motherfuckers running around, just living the dream, dude.
That's right.
It hypes me up. It makes me feel alive.
Football generally, it comes in the fall.
But high school football,
Technically,
the highlights,
it comes
not
in the summer.
games.
And it doesn't really get going until the fall.
Yeah, that's true.
Good football fall.
Okay, negatives.
It's too short.
Yeah, it certainly turns to winter pretty quick, doesn't it?
The mice come inside, at least my house.
Yeah. Fall back. It's terrible. There's no good reason. It's confusing. It gets dark earlier. I get some fucking SADs. I get my SADs, you know? I get like a fucking, that sun's coming down at 5 o'clock. It's like, what is going on? What is about to go wrong, dude?
Yeah. I'm taking the sunset at 7, which is right now.
Yeah.
As Waylon will know, the autumnal equinox will happen in the northern hemisphere about 9:03 p.m. Did he say that or?
Who, Waylon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he briefed me.
Okay, because it's this evening if you want to hit him back with some knowledge. If you want to sun him.
I might, but like I just hate like being at the bar too. That's the other thing. I didn't want to forget this. Being at the bar and the fall back thing doesn't actually help you, right? We were talking this out. It's not like...
Well, I've got good news.
What happened?
You're basically 40 years old. You don't need to be at any bar.
Oh, come on, dude. I was at a bar the other night on Monday. It was awesome. I was there till 1:36 in the morning.
Okay, leaves on the trees, great. Once they fall off the trees, they become a bit of a nuisance.
Okay. No, spin zone here. I was so fucking hungover after the Virginia Tech game last year. You remember the whole puke gate thing and all that, the pukey ticket. I woke up in just a state of confusion, and Meg had to do something, which I deserved. And I'm out there in the yard with the kids. Like, I don't feel like playing with them. I made this game up. See if you can catch the leaves when they fall off the trees, man. They sit there for hours just looking. I think that one's going to fall. Yeah, just hang in there. It's going to fall.
That is good. That's
and then
smart.
they run a while and they don't get them.
That's brilliant.
That agile.
That's really good.
So that game's coming. Here's something I hate. Cornucopias, dude. I fucking hate cornucopias.
Yep. Don't even really know what it is.
It's a wicker basket with small gourds falling out of it.
Gourd. Don't really know what a gourd is.
Nothing edible in that motherfucker. It's ugly. The fake leaves. It's on everything. Like, if my wife puts a cornucopia outside, I'm punting it like Johnny Hecker. I promise. After what she did to my 12-foot skeleton last year.
People get sick.
That's true. That sucks.
All you people go inside and start coughing on one another.
That's true. That sucks.
Flu. You get bothered about that flu shot.
Oh, the flu shot.
Have you gotten your flu shot?
Well, I got to really read up on it a little more.
Dad's calling me 3 times a day. Have you gotten your flu shot?
Yeah.
Nice.
Cinnamon enters the chat. Not crazy about cinnamon being in every fucking thing. So
that's a good list.
Yeah, dude. I mean, fall's here. You enjoy the good stuff, and it's mostly football and gambling.
Free falling. Aerosmith.
That's wrong.
He knows that's a bit, right?
Yeah, free falling is free. You know who did a nice cover of it? It's John Mayer. He did a nice cover of Free Falling.
You really don't know who did Free Falling?
No, I do know who.
Okay,
who
let's do it. Tell us then. The bit's over. Tell us.
Okay, Free Falling is no.
Don't break our hearts.
Right. Free Falling.
I'm not gonna back down here, so you just have to answer the question.
Okay, well, can I lock in for a second?
Well, it feels a little petty if this is a bit, dude.
Tom Petty.
That's incredible. All right.
It's filed back there a ways.
Mm-hmm. Reed said picking up apples. I'm not crazy about picking apples. Never done it in my life.
They're worms and they're rotten and your hands get sticky and it's
a quick alive or dead. Tom Petty?
Dead.
Unfortunately.
Ding, ding, ding. Not ding, 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 but...
Oh, you just ding, ding, ding to deceased?
And then I said not ding, ding, ding. We've done this multiple times. You did it the last time.
Tom Petty fucked me up, man. Something about Tom Petty fucked me up. And also, brought the world together. People were singing at the link. They were singing Won't Back Down at every timeout. They're still doing it at some stadiums. It was the coolest thing ever. I vividly remember it being 0 degrees and having no business being on the field in week 17 while all the other veteran players seemed to be resting. And I drew strength from Tom Petty in that moment.
Nice.
Yeah.
Won't Back Down is the anthem in The Swamp, the University of Florida.
That's what
they
it
sing
is.
that.
And every single politician ever.
Yep.
Yeah, they definitely. Yeah, but like, you know what? They also used, they probably used Bruce Springsteen, "Born in the USA" at rallies, right?
Yeah, pink houses
or "Fortunate Son" and shit like that. Like, it's just
read the words.
They don't read the words, man.
Reagan used that at his inauguration.
They read the room, but they don't read the words. And if I were running for president, I would do both and play music that fit my campaign values.
You guys want to talk to Stanford Steve?
Let's talk to Steve, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna open one of these Miller Lights. See who pops atop a little better.
Okay, Stanford Steve and Macon. I've been waiting to get the band together so we could talk about this. People online have been divided. This was a cold cut code break that was sent in to me the other day. This guy hit us up in the mailbag and said, "Hey, I go to work and I eat like leftover capicola at my desk with my hands. Is that is that a code break?" And I say, because of the keyboards and shit and the handshakes with people and I think it's probably frowned upon to just be manhandling cold cuts at work in like a cubicle setting. What say y'all?
Yeah, you don't eat with your hands at work.
Yes.
What are we? What, I mean, there's rules.
Yes.
I can't stand having
do that.
dirty, slippery fingers.
Yeah, cold cut fingers, dude.
But I'm always washing my hands. I mean, you can get up and go wash your hands. There are restrooms.
Yeah, but then the office still smells like cold cuts. I mean, I know the office sometimes smells like reefer here, but I think cold cuts is even worse.
I've never known this office not to smell like reefer.
Come on now. We've had a couple of weeks without any reefer because we moved down to the second floor. Steve noticed the new set. You like the set, Steve?
Yeah, I do. New app today, too. I'm trying to get your guys focused, but I look good, so I'm good.
You do look good. You're wearing the double. Last guy I saw wear a double. It was an Orioles hat and an Orioles shirt, and then he got embarrassed when somebody asked him an Orioles question, and he didn't have the answer.
What is the Orioles? This is Stanford. Surely he knows a lot about Stanford.
Yeah.
He's got the cap and the Q-zip. Is that a Q-zip or a zip? No, that's just a zip.
Full zip.
Hey, that ESPN cafeteria, that the real deal or kind of like, eh?
It's been a while. I live in D.C. now, Macon.
Oh,
so
right.
Kind of awkward.
Shit.
Do your prep.
Well, the fact that you only visit us for Duke games is the awkward part. So,
Not true.
Okay.
Not true.
All right, good. Well, come on down. Come on down this fall, Steve. We need a part 2.
Yeah.
Well, how about a win? And not just wait till the last drive of the game to look like your offense is good.
Well, to be fair, that was ODU, and they're one of the best teams in the state. So, all right, Steve, I want to talk. Let's start with the ACC.
There you go.
Because I'm excited about this game.
Friday
Should
night.
I be? Clemson and Wake. Yeah.
Okay.
Clemson and Wake. What happens here? And I don't know. Is it going to be close? What's the line?
I see Clemson -7, total around 55.5, 56. Here's the deal. Dabo's won 13 in a row. Wake Forest has not been or not had Clemson's number, and that's what bothers me here about Wake Forest in this situation is I think back to last year's game. Clemson wins 48-27, and last year was the year to get Clemson, right? The offense struggled. That was the year. Wake goes to the ACC title game. They still can't beat Clemson. In that game, Wake comes in averaging 44 points a game, 500 yards of offense, and they get just dominated. Clemson holds them to 36 yards rushing, and that's where it gets to me with this matchup. I like the matchup for Clemson because when you think about that Wake Forest offense, right, what are they, that slow mesh, and how do you attack that? If you have 4 dogs up front
Blow it up.
that could just put pressure, blow it up, attack the mesh, get penetration, anything to get Sam Hartman off that spot, Clemson has that. And that's why I like them in this matchup. And when I think back to last year, I said last year was against Clemson. Clemson scored the most points against a Power 5 team last year against Wake, 48 points. So I think Clemson's offense is better than it was last year. I mean, I would hope so. I love their running backs. I think they could do both run and throw it on Wake Forest. So I like Clemson, which sets up a monumental game next week with NC State going to Clemson.
Man, yeah, and last year they got in the backfield. I mean,
Yes.
I think they sacked him early, and that was the number one thing the head ball coach down there, Clausen, said that if we want to be any better this year, we got to protect. And I don't know if it's going to be any different. So that's a stay away for me. Florida, Tennessee, 10.5-point favorites. Like, I know it's a kneeling and everything, but how about the fall of Anthony Richardson and over a month period, and the fall of like Florida? You start the year and you're like, oh man, what a tough test. They beat Utah.
Yeah.
This kid looks like a Heisman candidate, and then they kind of lay an egg the next week, and now they're 10-point dogs.
It's weird because I think you're going to have people that have watched this game their whole life see 10.5 and blindly bet Florida, knowing the success that Florida's had. 16-17, won the last 5 in a row. This is the biggest favorite Tennessee has been in this game since our database goes back to gambling, which I think is 1976. So in my lifetime, I've never seen this happen before. I think the next biggest favorite Tennessee's been in this matchup was 2012 when they were a 5-point favorite, and they lost that game, I think, 30-13. So this has to be it for Tennessee. And I know it feels like we've been saying that since they won a national title in 98. But when you look at all things considered, your offense, the guys you have coming back, going on the road already and getting a great road win against Pitt, against who I think is a good team, you're favored to win this game. You have the advantage, I think, at every position on the field. So this has to be it. The problem is that monkey that's been Florida on Tennessee's back. What could Florida do? They obviously, Billy Napier wants to run the football. And when you talk to people around the program or people that have covered their games, it's been a different Anthony Richardson from week 1 to weeks 2 and 3. And that's him not being involved in the run game. I think it was one designed run last week against South Florida, whereas you think about the Utah game, he's running up and down the field. Yeah. He makes the jump pass on a 2-point conversion. He still doesn't have a touchdown pass this year.
He
does not have a touchdown pass.
So the Heisman thing might be out the window.
I mean, if he wins this game, who's got 2 better wins than Florida? I think Florida tries to slow it down. The Tennessee offense is tricky. When it's humming, it's going. They go down 10-0 to Pitt. They come back. They take the lead at halftime, and then there's no points in the third quarter, and it ultimately goes to Notre Dame overtime. So I think it's a big spot for Hendon Hooker. He's been sensational since taking over as a starter. 35 touchdowns, 2 picks. I'm not betting the game, but if I have to take it in my office pools, stuff like that, I'm going to lay the points with Tennessee.
What's your favorite memory of this rivalry over the years?
Ooh, we were actually talking about this at work last night. Al Wilson and T. Martin beating them.
Wow, Al Wilson.
That's my high school wheelhouse. That was, I was dying to take a visit to Tennessee. They sent you the envelopes with the checkered end zone on the envelope. Oh. Like, it was awesome. Oh. And they were, I want to say, the last school I can remember, like, while I was getting, like, they still had athletic, like, all the athletes lived in the same dorm, athletic dorm. Like, that was like their own part. Like, it just sounded awesome.
Yeah.
And every year it was, can Peyton Manning beat Florida? Can Peyton Manning beat Florida? No. He leaves. T. Martin comes in. They beat Florida, and they win the national championship. Yeah. So that whole culmination is pretty crazy. The uniforms, all of it that comes together. I just think about, like, the consistency Florida's had just in this game, and think about how many coaches both teams have had in, say, the last 10 years. It's crazy.
I easily lost track, personally. I got a guy with a flat top in there somewhere on Florida, right?
Butch,
yeah.
Probably Butch.
Probably Butch. I got a Hail Mary in my head somewhere over the last 10 years, but it's not, it hasn't been, the legacy has carried this rivalry more than anything, right? And maybe if we could give Tennessee some advice, we've had a monkey on our back. Finally got it off a couple years ago.
Here's some advice. We've lost, 14-15, 21-23.
Yep.
Cool.
Just let it go, dude.
You won some ball games. I remember the 2019 win like it was yesterday, and I don't remember things. So y'all gave that to us.
Thank you.
Y'all gave us a hoops natty coupled with the Tech win, coupled with an Orange Bowl that we'll never forget.
Well, let's say you're Tennessee and every year in the Sweet 16. Or wherever they.
Yeah. Rick Barnes is a good coach.
I like Rick Barnes, and I like watching Tennessee. We're giving Tennessee athletics too much time here. But I would say the biggest advice I would have would be, and you kind of hinted at it, is if you're a Tennessee player, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
It's already bad. It can't get worse.
Mm.
Go out and play, man. Just go out and play.
And this is the thing also is like you have to get this one.
Yeah.
You still have Kentucky, you still have Alabama, you still have Georgia on your schedule. None of that's going to mean anything if you don't get this one, and you have to get this one.
Bevel Conway too, by the way.
Yeah, I think the guys in the desert too think the world of Tennessee. When you look at what Tennessee has been this year against the spread, 2 MAC teams, I believe, but then they go on, like they weren't ranked to start the year. Then they, I think they're 24 when they go to Pitt. They're 7-point favorite at Pitt.
Yeah. Pitt
won the ACC last year. Like, I think Vegas thinks a lot of this team, and now you look at this being the first time they've ever given double digits in this rivalry. So, a lot is on Tennessee's plate, but I think they have the goods this year.
That surprised me. Yeah, the Pitt line. So yeah, you're right. All right, what road favorite would you rather take? Would it be USC or would it be Oregon?
Bo Nix is my kryptonite. If I have him, they don't cover. If I go against him, he plays his butt off. If I have the under, he plays great, which happened last week. If I have the over, he plays like poop. And I just can't take him in that scenario with Oregon. I think it's a big spot for Oregon because this is a big game for Dan Lanning.
Mm-hmm.
First-year head coach. Like, if you go, 2-2 to start the year, that's not what people in Eugene are going to want. So I'm going to take the better quarterback in Caleb Williams, who I think is in a really tough spot going to Corvallis. One of my worst memories of playing was, I believe, Oregon State had lost 12 or 14 straight Pac-10 games. And I believe my first road trip, we went up there, and that's when the stadium was like 20,000 people. Like, it was awful.
Yeah.
And they gave it to us. They snapped their losing streak against us in '96, and I will never forget what the people were telling us as we were going off the field. That's what I think of when I think of Corvallis, Oregon.
Mean things.
There was some evilness being said. Like, I get it. Like, how long it was for them to win one Pac-10 game,
wow.
I could see myself saying the same thing. So,
Doug, do you hate Corvallis more than anybody? I mean, outside of the Eugene, I'm saying you got this thing, man. I didn't even know we struck a nerve lobbing you this game.
Just like Macon says he remembers that win against Virginia Tech,
yeah.
I remember that loss at Oregon State. Like, it's just something I've been back there since. I love that place.
Yeah.
What they've done in that stadium is crazy. I remember going up to Singleton, their running back. Remember the year they smoked Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl? Like, I thought they were one of the best teams in the country that year. The year before that, we won the Pac-10 and we beat them. And I remember telling Singleton after the game, I said, "You guys are going to win the Pac-10 next year."
Yeah.
And they sure as hell were the best team that year, for sure. Even though Washington beat them and went to the Rose Bowl.
The home of Steven Jackson.
Oh.
How did such an amazing running back end up in Corvallis?
Beavers are 3-0.
I just want to admit something. And the Beavers, we love betting the Beavers. I like betting the Beavers. Beavers are a nice, 11 p.m., let's just settle in, whether we're chasing or we're up. Betting an Oregon State game is fun. I want to admit something. Last week, you were talking about Bo Nix. I tried to place a large BYU bet and got bailed out by being timed out. I was playing Mario Kart with Waylon, and when he was like, one more game, one more Grand Prix, and we're on Rainbow Road, and I'm like, damn it, man, I'm losing. I'm going to lose money if I don't get this BYU bet in, right? It just doesn't. It's Bo Nix. Luckily, kiss it to God, it was timed out. So I want to admit that and be transparent. I tried to bet BYU last week.
Okay.
Yeah, ugly.
Didn't we give out Oregon as a show despite Bo?
I probably faded the show.
Okay.
Okay, so Arkansas, Texas A&M. Texas A&M! Arkansas, Texas A&M! What's going to happen on the field? You weigh in.
Here's my analysis. Max Johnson, son of Brad
Johnson,
will
trick shot king.
Steve's going to disagree. Will lead the Aggies to yet another win.
Arkansas's pass defense is the worst in the country, and that's not good if you're playing in the SEC now, knowing what teams are capable of in the passing game. But is Texas A&M ready to take advantage of that. I don't think so. I'm not there yet. They still look super vanilla on offense. And as bad as their pass defense is against the yards, when I talk about Arkansas, they're number 1 in sacks. So I think that pressure offsets things. Drew Sanders, linebacker transfer from Alabama, is an absolute stud. Former 5-star, couldn't get healthy in Tuscaloosa, transfers over to Arkansas. He's been their best player on defense. So I think when it comes down to it, if Texas A&M were to take advantage of that insufficiency of Arkansas's pass defense, KJ Jefferson, Rocket Sanders, there's plenty of talent on the Arkansas offense. I do prefer Kendall Briles' play calling towards Jimbo, so I lean Arkansas to win this game.
Steve, the Hogs are 11-4 against the spread as a dog under Sam Pittman.
Yeah,
5
my worry
outright
is
wins.
they're not going to be underdog by kickoff. I worry this game shifts.
Not some
Keep your eye on that
Johnson,
line.
not some Johnson, Max Johnson. That's what you're getting. That's what Arkansas is getting. That's what the Hogs are getting. They're getting Max Johnson. And by the way, I tried to plug it earlier, but I don't know if you guys even see the Brad Johnson trick shots on the internet. Do you guys see this?
Oh, Brad Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah,
That.
come on.
Oh, Brad Johnson?
Oh, yeah, here we
yeah,
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever stood next to Brad Johnson?
No, he's a big man, though.
He's a monster, man.
So is Chris Winkie.
Yes.
Chris Winkie's one of the biggest dudes ever. Like, rolls out of bed 270, you know?
Do you ever sack Wanky?
No, I wouldn't want to sack Winkie. No, thank you. Okay. All right. Order in the court. Here we go. So we got Wisconsin, Ohio State. You think Ohio State cover there?
Actually, was thinking about Wisconsin first half.
Okay.
If you can get an inflated number,
Okay.
I think it's around 18.5. You might be able to get 11 in the first half, but I think that's your only chance in this game because if you're not around by halftime, it's toast.
Okay.
So if they can get a turnover early, bleed some clock, run the football, which we know Wisconsin wants to do, I think I could take a shot with Jim Leonard in that and him calling the defense against Ohio State. I think he'll have, plenty of answers, hopefully, or I should say answers. Different ways to attack.
Distractions.
Distractions, eye candy, whatever for CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
So I would take a shot with – I don't love it. I would take a shot with Wisconsin. In the
Steve, speaking of distractions and eye candy, I love the Jaguars pre-snap stuff. Go take a look at the Jags. Dougie P, as an aside, is chefing up some serious pre-snap stuff. They're running motion. They got to be up near the top of the league pre-snap, and they're awesome at it. All right, so UVA Cuse, one of the biggest games in college this week.
Speak of the devil, have you watched Virginia this year?
Yeah.
I have.
There's almost nothing pre-snap. This is a legitimate
Nice
critique.
segue, too.
Seriously, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're going up for those not in the know against our former offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Robert and I, and Jason Beck, who's just a gentleman. And but look, I don't think there's any sort of revenge factor there.
Yeah.
But Virginia. Yeah, doesn't look like a well-oiled machine, needless to say, at this point in the season.
So you're taking Cuse?
I didn't say that.
Okay. What is the line in that game?
10.
It's been all over.
Give me Virginia.
Okay.
Especially because that wide receiver group is so good, so well coached. They weren't their best. They'll be better. Like they got, shout out to Marcus Hagans. He'll get them right, man.
They're great, but I really am. We don't need to spend too much time in this cul-de-sac. But we're not doing anything pre-snap. Make it easier on the quarterback.
A little more eye candy.
Yeah.
That's what called Dougie P. And JMU App State. Cowboy Reed, you got any analysis of that? Stanford Steve, Cowboy, you want to take that away?
Well, Stanford Steve, you had a beautiful write-up in your article today. Go Dukes is all I have to say.
Thank you, Reed. I appreciate it. I don't know why anybody's reading it and seeing how bad the picks in the column have been.
Hold on, a fucking dinner party. I'm really excited to go to this dinner party. I love my wife and I love meeting people, but I was supposed to go to Boone, North Carolina, and now I'm going to a dinner party this weekend, which I'm excited about, mind you. It's probably the best thing for my liver and for my well-being and for the show that we're not going to Boone.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, Reed, you can still go to Boone if you want. We'll fund the trip.
I feel un-American here taking James Madison in this game.
That's right.
Appalachian State has been America's team with what they've done. They still have to be sick about the Carolina game. I don't care what anyone says. Game day, the way they win last week, going to A&M, beating them. Like, it's been an unbelievable story with Chase Bryce finally finding it at quarterback. But when I look on the other side, I think about James Madison, who has more than capable team of taking this step to become a Sun Belt team. And that's where I look at the opportunity here. You have App State as high as they could be as far as a perception level across the country. And now you come in with your squad, haven't played anybody, your bodies are fresh, and you look at an opportunity you have to make some noise in your first big game as a Sun Belt team. I think James Madison has the goods here to keep it close. I like James Madison plus the point.
Wow, Reed's bobbing his head back there, and he's thinking about going to Boone, North Carolina, and just.
How far of a drive is that?
It's 4.5 hours. 4 hours 32 minutes.
Through the most beautiful country of
Yeah, it's
of
a beautiful
America.
drive, and it's one that I almost made last week. But again, I had the kids. Saturday night.
How many mountains? How many mountains?
Many mountain.
Yeah.
Many mountain. Okay, locks. I'm giving out Detroit. They're catching a tud, basically, against the Vikings. And I know I'm scared because Detroit won last week. They looked impressive, and the Vikings not so much on a big stage. So, like, it's counterintuitive betting Detroit, but it makes sense on the field. I mean, they've been – we talked about this the other day. They've been breaking off explosive runs, a real good off tackle. Minnesota not as good in the run game in that area. And Jared Goff deserves props, man. Since December, he's been rolling. I keep telling people it's out there. It's on Google. Check it out. Jared Goff since December. Guy's been fucking balling. And I always, hey, not to soapbox here, but we make so many big, I don't know what the word would be, observations, some sweeping
Generalization.
no, not generalizations. These where we have a take and we form a narrative based on week 1 or week 2, but we're not doing it with Jared Goff. Like people, they're stepping right over that one like trash on the sidewalk, which is fucked up because he's played in a Super Bowl now. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't all Sean McVay, it wasn't 70-30 Sean McVay, but give me the damn Lions, man. This is a big opportunity for them to prove that they're actually a real team. You're up next, Steve, because I'm the worst so far, just so you know. Like, we don't need to read how terrible it is.
Well, Steve and I both went 3-0 last week.
Yeah.
Macon's second worst because I won the first week.
Correct. Wins are Steve 5. I have 4.
And
Chris
then-
has 2.
Audio disruption.
2 of them.
It's okay, man. It's okay to lose on Thursday. Just win on Sunday.
I'm willing to come back to the pack because I'm going with all dogs that are terrible. Hopefully I can still get them all. First one, Colts. It makes no sense. They should be getting more. I think they actually might win the game. I will take the Colts plus the point.
Just stepping out over the ledge. I respect it. Because we don't know why this makes sense. I really have no idea, dude. And that's the scariest thing about it.
Probably should be 8. It's 5.5 now.
Yeah.
Who's hurt, man? What's going on?
It might be the
can't just
opposite.
be Pittman coming back. It can't.
Ngakwe.
So what?
Buckner.
Week 1, did they have both their receivers week 1?
Yeah, and they tied.
Yeah. They look like shit to me.
First game.
Yeah.
I like the pick. I'll go with another bad team, but playing another bad team. Falcons as a pick against the Seattle Seahawks. The Falcons did the thing where they stay on the West Coast for a week.
Love that move.
Being away from the family every now and again might be a recharge of the battery. They scored 1 million points in the fourth quarter against the Rams, a little bit of confidence. Seattle is either really bad or like really bad. So I'll go with what was 2 points last night and is now unfortunately a pick.
Okay, quick aside, in 2017, we went to the West Coast. Dougie P let us stay a week. We got beat in Seattle. It was terrible. It was like fuck, we're not that good kind of loss. We spend a week in L.A. We go toe-to-toe with the Rams, who were juggernauts, and I really think a lot of that had to do with us bonding and being together. So I'm kind of with you, except I might not be on the game.
So okay. But you lost to the Rams?
No, we beat the Rams.
You beat the Rams.
So we lost to the
That's the game
Seahawks.
Carson
and then,
got hurt.
Yeah, Carson got hurt. We had this big bonding experience. We came together.
In the Coliseum, right?
It was one of those magical
Jesus.
weeks, and it wouldn't have been magical if we flew all the way back to Philly and then went back to L.A. That would have sucked. I'm up, and I'll take the other side. I'll take the Seahawks. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I just think the 12s, man, they did enough in week 1 to get the 12s to come to the stadium. I'm making this pick
Russell Wilson.
Partially, but they beat Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
did.
saying? Like, they had to beat Russell Wilson. If Russell beats him 41-7, I don't think the 12s are that interested in watching Geno Smith. So they had a down week last week. The fucking Niners are really good. Give me the Seahawks, partly because this board sucks.
That's a huge game, as is Houston-Chicago. I have 10-1 Seattle finishes with the worst record, and that's wins, least amount of wins. So you got Seattle playing Atlanta, and you got Chicago playing Houston. Huge week for.
That's true.
And I got Atlanta's under win total, so part of me is just doubling down. So who's up? Who's up next?
I'm up.
All right.
Another line that makes no sense because after waking up Tuesday, Philadelphia's going to the Super Bowl. I will take the Commanders plus the points.
Okay.
The Carson Wentz thing's going to be interesting. He had some really good comments this week. He was kind of like, "Hey, listen, I could have been better there, but appreciate you." Philly.
How awesome is Hurts?
Oh, he's unbelievable. From the neck up. The guy's just got it like a motherfucker. Now, if he can play like that, I've said it 15 times this week, we're not even going to be talking about this in April. That's even with Howie Roseman's itchy trigger finger. It's like he's the guy if he can string together some of this.
Just off the field, the way he carries himself, the things he says, like I want all of that.
Yep.
I love Jalen.
My favorite quote this week.
What he's brought to the table.
They were like, Jalen, can you describe what your tweet meant? Hurts, don't it? And he was like, I don't run my Twitter. I was like, that's so refreshing. And it's
perfect.
So educational because so many athletes don't run their Twitters. Okay?
Yeah. How about former athletes?
Yeah, fucking unfortunately. How about you? Same shit. Macon?
I think I'm going to delete it soon.
Macon runs his Twitter.
Macon was up late last night.
Ooh.
I'm up late every night. I'm up in the middle of the night, and then when the night turns into morning. Rams at 3.5. I feel like that's like a point's worth of value based on Arizona's silly comeback and Atlanta scoring a bunch of points late. Rams can't run the ball, but the Cardinals can't defend the pass. So the Rams are going to throw the ball and score a lot of points, and we don't know if Arizona is engaged yet or not.
Yeah.
They're potentially still not.
Yeah, we just because he ran 82 yards on one play,
so
the 2-point conversion, and then they get a hold in the end zone, like the Cardinals are back. Like I want to see more, man.
So if they're 0-2, I think that line's closer to 5.
Yeah.
I like it at 3.5.
Okay.
Game's in Arizona.
This is me, yeah?
Yeah.
Snake draft.
Yeah.
All right, so I can't. You guys are gonna make fun of me. I'm waffling, okay? But I kind of want to take the Jags. I kind of want to take the under in that game as well. You can get around 47 or 48. I just can't imagine that the Jags, protection-wise, are going to hold up and give Trevor Lawrence the time that he had last week. And on top of that, Trevor Lawrence off 1 week, and I've talked him up all week, like, don't you bank on him not being perfect 2 weeks in a row? And he got away with 2 last week, not to change course. The opportunities for J.C. Jackson and them are going to be there. I think they keep the points down. Give me the under in that game.
I want to see Jacksonville's quick game. I want to see the quick game. That's what I want to see Trevor Lawrence here, and I think that's what they need to do in that game. So I'm fascinated to see what Dougie P brings out from a game plan standpoint. Chris, I have a question for you, and I need you to go inside the mind of Bradley Chubb, okay?
Yeah.
You're the best player on your team, correct?
Yeah, on that defense for sure.
You wake up Monday morning or Tuesday, whatever your first team meeting is, okay? For the second straight week, you have your head coach apologizing how he handled things, correct? You also have video of your quarterback telling your defense to call out pass run on the sidelines. What the hell is going through your mind as you're getting ready and seeing 14 more games, 15 more games on the schedule with this team?
Man, it is almost like I can speak from experience, except for maybe being the best player on the team. Maybe on some of our defenses, but I like it's hard. You just like buckle up, man. You really have to walk into the defensive room and kind of reinforce that like we got to handle our shit. Like our shit.
Yeah.
Because if we can handle our shit at an elite level, like we know we can, it's not going to matter how dysfunctional they are. Okay, Go score 7 or 10 points. We should still hold ourselves to a standard where we create turnovers. I'm Bradley Chubb. I had 2 on Monday night. Now I'm going to go get the ball. Like, that's the mentality is like, okay, it starts with me. I'm not just going to make the sack. I'm going to go get the ball. You know, like we get in tip, an overthrow, it's got to be a pick. We get in the red zone, we got to tighten up. So it's kind of that like it raises the intensity. And Kyle talked about it when a backup quarterback comes in. It's kind of the same thing. Defenses have a way of playing better because they know that they have to. And you can say play better, but until you got the gun to your head. So,
well, and Kyle did say that the offense is on their P's and Q's when a Cooper Rush joins the room because they just have to have make sure everything is in order for him.
An NFL team is a lot like a human body, man. This sounds like some high shit, but it's not. I mean, like our body is amazing. We overcompensate for body parts that are injured. We when we're rehabbing an injury, something else overcompensates to the point where you might hurt the other thing. We're constantly doing this balancing act, and it's the same thing with an NFL team, man. Like, defense just knows when they have to step up. Special teams can make a play sometimes, create, like Beamer ball, if
had to do it.
Yeah, so anyways, my thing is like Bradley Chubb and that defense, they're going to overcompensate for whatever's going on. And it's not like, it's not like on offense where you try to do too much and that can get you in trouble to overcompensate. On defense, hey, if we shut motherfuckers out, there's one way to do that. And we're going to do that. So.
Perfect.
I, for one, think it would be very useful to hear if it's a run or a pass while I'm on the field.
God,
it's a little added bonus.
Yeah.
I don't want to be running around not knowing if it's a run or a pass.
I don't want to comment on that.
Good coaching.
I don't want to comment on that footage. It made me a little uncomfy.
And they won't. Are you about to take the Niners? Is that what this was about? Because
I'm taking the Broncos.
Love it.
Taking the Broncos.
Love it.
I
love it.
This is the Russell Wilson game. I'll just say that.
Hate it.
It may be the don't fumble inside the 3 game too, and
hate it.
And just like that, they're scoring points.
I'm on the Niners train.
Yeah, and you're too excited about this Jimmy G situation.
Well, we're not excited about Trey Lance getting hurt, but I'm excited about. Did you see the way they were slapping the shit out of his helmet?
He's probably concussed.
It was like some of the biggest hands in the NFL. Just wham, wham, welcome back. Now we got to play Kurt Benkert, who's in finance. Our guy, shout out. Did you see that? Kurt Benkert, he's in finance and an NFL quarterback at the same time. UVA guy.
And 2 of mine were yanked in the Lions and the Broncos. So I'm going to go on the other side of Steve Coughlin, and I'm gonna say Vegas is fucking with us. Chiefs 5.5, 41-10.
Yeah, I like where your head's at. Some things are just too like cute. Just don't get too cute on that one. Steve got cute, in my opinion, but you're probably right. Okay, matchups.
Yes.
Because last week I was like, I'm going to do Lane Johnson and fucking Hunter. Steve's like, I got a matchup for you. So let me go first. I think the loser, it should carry over into matchups. Give me, you mentioned it, Chubb and Trent Williams. I look forward to that one, man. I mean, it's one guy everybody knows is one of the best in the world, maybe the best in the world. And the other guy's one of a select few that can rush the passer and are complete players in our game, and that's Bradley Chubb. So let me see that matchup.
All right. I'm going to go. Hopefully we get it. More than not. Quentin Nelson, Chris Jones.
Ooh.
Give me that. Give me that all day.
Clash of the Titans.
Was that
yours?
That was mine, Chris and Steve. So I'm going to have to go Elijah Vera Tucker and and DJ Reader.
Yeah, who's played pretty well over the last calendar year, dude.
And that in a must-win situation for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah. How about the Titans and the Raiders as a whole, Steve? How desperate that matchup is. Me and Bo were talking about this the other day. 2 of the most we gave out a new award. It's called the Sphincter Award. It's people whose assholes are tight in that building, and those 2 buildings have to be, you got to walk in the door. We were talking about this the other day and just act mad because everybody's acting mad. Like we're all mad, we're all sad. We might be bad. That's what's going on in those buildings. That matchup's going to be crazy. And then I want to add one more. Myles Garrett and the Steelers O-line.
All right.
I mean, they're some different players, but same uniforms. Carson and the Eagles, there's another one. And what might have been if L.A. and Arizona were at full strength, you could have had D-Hop and Jalen off that big week Jalen had. So those are my matchups. There's plenty to look at this weekend. Guys, I'll try to catch up to you on the picks.
Good luck. Coughlin Award watch list. Week 3 or 4 or whatever after 0, whatever it is in college football.
Too fast. Scott Van Pelt said it. He was like, cherish the weeks. I was like, man, that's the truest shit Scott ever said, man. Cherish, because they go fast.
That's the quarter post for a college football team.
Oh, my God. It's too soon. I don't even know who Virginia is yet.
No.
Okay, go.
They don't either.
Go ahead. Fuck you. Go ahead. Who's on your list of tight ends?
Coughlin Award this week. We were going to have a first-time winner. We were going to have Payne Durham, tight end of Purdue, who had 11 targets, 9 catches, but extracurricular activities caused his team to kick off from the 10-yard line, and Syracuse ended up winning the game and beating Purdue. So
it's overwhelming.
We're going to go with Boston College, back on the map. George Takis, 7 catches last week against Maine. Transfer from Notre Dame. George Takis, Coughlin Award winner.
Okay.
George Takis. On to the Timmy Chang Award.
Yeah.
Presented by Stanford Steve.
Who could forget?
We're going out west, not as far as Timmy Chang in Hawaii, but as far as you could go and still be in the United States. Manhattan Beach, California. Ryan Russillo gets the Timmy Chang Award for the best interview I've heard in podcasted sports in the last year as he interviewed Chris Fowler last week.
Did you listen?
He got Fowler?
You listened to that after
that
I tweeted, huh?
I've been taking his advice on Instagram.
I tweeted and then you listened.
I listened to it after we taped last week.
Oh, yeah?
On my drive to work.
Well, I listened to it right away, and I think I might listen to it a second time.
Well, who likes it more, guys?
Phenomenal.
And I played tennis in high school.
Guys, don't spoil the fucking interview. Sweet. But Chris Fowler will be talking to me. I'll be having a terrible day. He's on Instagram now, and I'm just looking at Chris Fowler, expecting football, and he changes my life.
We're going to apply some of his mental models.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Like, you can't read people's minds.
You can't read people's minds.
Sometimes their intentions are better than you think.
What was the term?
It's been a while.
Like 2 days for me. But I'm absorbing all the rest of it.
You guys knew how many unread text messages I had?
Bro, I have... Hold on. Hey, hold on. How many do you have?
7.
I have 580. But I actually don't opt out of the group chats. This is what happens. Stick to sports could be 47 today.
Right.
Here's a possible code break.
Okay.
Mute all your group texts.
Oh.
So you don't get alerts when they pop up.
That's not a code break.
Done.
As long as you
automatic.
Just act like you like the.
Okay.
We were in a fantasy football
I'm
one.
late to the game.
This is my favorite text I got week 1 in football. The fantasy football thing was going off. Guys with Charlottesville Gentlemen League guys are just chomping at the bit and making out off the top rope. Can you guys shut the fuck up?
Well, like, oh, did you see that play? Like, Jesus, guys. I believe I said
it is on fantasy football threads on Sundays are just so bad.
Shut the fuck
I think
up.
what I actually wrote was,
will you people shut the fuck up?
Can y'all shut the fuck up? I mean, it was a text every 5 minutes.
5 minutes? It's like every play.
Too much joy in that group text. Having too much fun. All right, Steve, we had a lot of fun today. That was good. We should do it again next week.
I can't wait to text Macon Sunday.
Just keep texting him.
No.
Just text him updates and break your text into little bits like I do.
Half sentences.
Yeah. All right, man.
Peace.
All right.
We love you.
Guys, be good.
Make it simple but significant. That's Don Draper. Mad Men, Season 4, Episode 6. You remember the Waldorf stories? I walked in here and I called him, what did I call him?
Dom Draper. And I believe his name is actually Dick, yeah?
Dick Whitman, yep.
Dick Whitman.
So who the fuck is Don Draper?
I have to watch the program.
Okay. I'm going to watch it one of these days. Everybody's all high and mighty on it.
We were.
This is how I imagine that Dom Draper would dress.
You're pretty close.
A different spin on, Mad Men. This is the Ad Men. Do you want to go first? You want me to read yours or?
I think you should go first because of the volume that you're likely bringing to the table.
Yeah, go ahead. You read it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I get to read.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's what makes the segment go.
Camera pans across. Empty Cincinnati Bengals locker room. There's a light coming from the bathroom. Pan to very steamy shower. Joe Burrow stands alone in the corner facing away from the camera. Hard to see with the steam. Camera approaches over sounds of football players grunting. B-roll of poor Bengals offensive line play. Camera draws closer through steam. Joe Burrow turns. It's not steam. It's marijuana smoke. Hard cut. Joe Burrow, cannabis for pain. That's good.
6 out of 10.
Sure.
Reed's gasping.
Reed's gasp is my exhale.
Okay.
Have you noticed that? Put it together, we'd have nothing going on.
You're up, buddy.
All right. No, that's good. That's really good.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
No, that's really good, especially all of the director notes. Okay. Preppy clothing for vascular people. Hi, I'm Ryan Rosillo for Vineyard Veins.
Yeah, that's good. You might want to
Guy
copyright.
loves the vineyard.
Yeah, he does. He does.
And you just switch a couple letters in there.
That's good.
It's all the same letters.
Do this one. Short. You like punchy?
Yeah.
Do this one.
Kyrie Irving drives to the hole. Hard cut. InfoWars. Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
We're on the board.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Because Alex Jones in a moneyless society.
Roaring fire.
Uh-huh.
It's hot. Pan.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet sitting in a hot bath.
Mm-hmm.
They're candles. They're hot.
Mm-hmm.
He's sipping hot tea. He's reading a book about the sun, which is scorching hot. Movie narrator voice. This Christmas, Timothy Chalamet is Stetson Bennett in Things That Are Hot.
Hey, it's so the market's it's a very niche market. I think you're the only one curling up to your fucking iPad.
Oh, not so fast, my friend.
Can you answer this for me, the focus group here? Who is Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah, so shout out to my friend Lori, who said, you know who'd play Stetson Bennett in a movie? It's Timothy Chalamet, who is hot. Therefore, Stetson Bennett is hot.
He does look like fucking Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. Chalamet. I can let it go once.
Okay. That's good. I didn't know who he was until you pitched me that ad.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Yeah. By the end, I think, even if you didn't know, it's one of those things.
Can you read this one for me? You just have such a good voice.
Me?
Yeah, this is one of my ads.
Okay. Rain falls.
Yeah.
Lightning flashes as camera lowers over crouched man.
Like Shawshank.
Man huddles over a bush and vomits. Man diarrheas into a bucket. The man's blood pressure and heart rate increases moderately. The man has a panic attack. He keels over. Cut to flashbacks. Now the man is euphoric. The rain stops and the sun comes up. Camera pans to his face. It is Kirk Cousins. Hard cut. Ayahuasca. Hard cut to Aaron Rodgers. Not a drug. That's good.
You know, because like Kirk's like, I got to do this shit too now.
Yep.
If this is what Aaron Rodgers is doing, I'm doing it. And then Aaron supports him and hammers home that obviously it's not a drug. Obviously.
That's really, hey, we're just talking about plants here.
It's just a plant. Give me one.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
He's sitting in a, let's do like a white room, white walls, white floor, white ceiling. You're just seeing Kevin Bacon sitting in a chair. He's holding his cell phone.
Yeah.
And then it's quiet for like 25 seconds of the ad, yeah?
Yeah.
And then he says, nice. You get 6 tries. Wordle from the New York Times.
Matt was laughing very early.
Now, that's a thinking man's joke, Kingston.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough. You're
because
losing half the country.
You got 6 degrees of separation.
Yep, got it.
Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
And then on the Wordle, the word game on the app,
yes.
you get 6 tries to get the right answer.
I feel so dumb right now, but I never played Wordle.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I missed the joke.
Scene begins with an airplane landing in paradise. Stacy Dash walks onto the runway. Driver says, "Aloha, may I take your bags?" Dash sips a daiquiri and looks out the window. The car approaches Pearl Harbor. Dash bursts into tears. What happened to the naval base? Ma'am, it's been gone since 1941. Driver hands Dash a tissue. Here. Cut to Dash in the Ritz-Carlton Business Center, seated at a computer. She begins typing. Hard cut. Google.
She figured out what happened.
Educating our former starlets of major historic events.
Yeah.
You remember Bo Jackson?
Yeah.
Bo knows.
Mm-hmm.
This is a free one. Shohei Ohtani. He throws and he bats.
Mm-hmm.
Show knows.
Nice. Probably not going to hit the market.
Show knows?
No, it's good. I mean, but like just T-shirts?
Everything. Opposing fans. Oh knows.
Oh no.
Ohtani.
Yeah, that's good. What did they say in Mad Men around this time?
Show knows? That's doing numbers worldwide.
I don't know, dude.
Shohei Ohtani?
You should do the Bono's one where he's playing like every different type of sport. Well, he's like playing basketball,
Do you know
bike riding.
But I don't want him to be out either. And foul ball.
Yeah.
So exit velocity was crazy.
Yeah.
The pitch was a strike.
That's
0 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Show knows.
Wait, if you threw a no hitter, you
Show knows. Yep. When he throws no nose. Show knows.
That's got legs.
And then again, even more legs, like 4 legs. It's like a dog. Oh knows.
I got one. But Shohei Ohtani riding down the street, people on the sidewalk, and they're asking him questions like, "Who's the only player to win the Heisman Trophy twice?" Like all that shit. And he's just like Archie Griffin. And then, but he knows how to because Show knows. And then he passes the next person. The next person's like, "What's the forecast today?" He's basically like an Alexa that
he's
hits
asked
dongs.
Jeeves.
And then everybody, after 40 questions, the guy's like, "Show knows."
Show knows. That's really good.
Yeah.
And the people at home can be playing along with the trivia.
Exactly. And they're like, yeah, fucking it's Tim Tebow. Wrong.
Right.
you actually ask him multiple languages.
He would know. He's speaking German out there. So I think there's multiple ad streams.
Kid's eating a bowl of cereal. It's delicious and he's having a great time.
Yep.
Cut to the cereal box. Show knows. It's also a cereal.
Yes, dude.
It's in the shape of a Cheerio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like an O.
Yeah, I got you.
Dangerous Wilson for haunted houses. Boo.
Mm-hmm.
Boo. But then he's like, hey, unaffected. Let's ride.
That's good. That's good. Russell Wilson stands next to a group of kids playing basketball in the street. Car! Hard cut. Be safe. VDOT. Whatever the fuck you want. I couldn't think of a fucking company.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Go.
Step ladders. Can't reach anything.
Russell Wilson.
Kyler Murray is younger. He's going to be around a long time in the league. Like maybe start a partnership with him. His plate isn't too full.
Russ moves the needle.
Russell Wilson for carpool safety. When you see a car driving by, pass.
Exactly, dude.
You see a person crossing the street, run.
That's what I'm saying. Or if you want to extend it into like VDOT's funded by the state. There's also like the CAT, Charlottesville Area Transportation. and like a bunch of Broncos fans get on. Shh, Broncos country, let's ride.
Show nose.
Okay,
Swoosh.
that was pretty good. I like this one. This is a very recent event.
Doc
Catch
Rivers.
the fucking trolley.
Talks to Joel Embiid at a shoot-around. Michael Rubin taps him on the shoulder.
A lot of squeaking.
Shows him the phone. Doc Rivers puts his head in his hands. Pans to the car. Doc Rivers on a cell phone. I was hacked. Who do I call? The man on the phone says, I'll handle it. Scene cuts to a hacker trying to log into Doc Rivers' phone remotely. He is denied access. The hacker is revealed. It is horny Doc Rivers. Cut back to normal. Relieved Doc Rivers. Hard cut. Norton virus protection.
Not
That's
bad.
good.
Norton
That's good.
virus is not just like, hey, computer might have a virus. People are hacking into Twitter now.
That's really good.
Yeah.
You hear play-by-play of the Cowboys' last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys are America's team.
Yeah.
Fade to black. All right. Then the sun's coming up over the Carolina coast.
Yeah.
You got kids frolicking in the Outer Banks.
Yep. On the dunes.
You got college kids cavorting in Myrtle Beach. Coastal Carolina. Protecting the shores of the Carolinas since 1954. America's team.
Yes, dude. I'm with you. I'm with you. And it helps our segment, which nobody gets.
Full circle.
Like, nobody gets it.
It's a callback to earlier in the week.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when America's teams, Army, Navy,
So
Air Force.
what I'm saying
Coastal.
so what I'm saying is it would help our segment, so I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I can bring this to market like this week.
Right.
Especially because a lot of the people did not understand our segment,
Yes,
dude.
that's true.
Did you notice that?
It kind of
there were
forces
many
them to
Eagles
listen,
fans
though,
that
which
were
is
very
good.
upset.
Yeah. Except for everybody loved Kyle's picks.
Yeah, Kyle came in there just
Great picks, Kyle. Agreed.
Rulon Gardner. Okay. All right, I'll read one. I'm not as good at it. A crowd converges in Miami Gardens. Paparazzi wait by a red carpet. A car carrying Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa approaches. Cameras flash as he exits the vehicle. He walks past a group of women of various ethnicities.
Oh.
It's important.
Yeah.
Representation. They are hot. The women whisper amongst each other. Is that? Yeah, it's him. Tua approaches a roped-off section of sexy bitches. We'll have to bounce that off HR. Don't know who wrote these. Probably horny Doc Rivers. The woman whispers, I hear he likes to go deep. Mike McDaniel slips him a prescription bottle and he slides through the velvet rope. Tua looks back and winks. Hard cut, extends.
It's good.
Mike McDaniels is giving him the extent.
That's good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think the funniest part of the ad was the middle. We
That's
gotta
right.
fix
That was your favorite part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Punchline. It's
Yeah.
good to get the punchline at the end.
Yeah, you're right.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Okay.
Want to get away? Bit of a slam dunk.
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill. Tired of waiting a long time? Easy pass. You know, because you got to wait for Tua's balls to come down.
I don't like that ad. I'm just gonna go on a limb here. I don't even want to give that any attention. I don't believe that at all. Did you see the way that deep ball came off his hand? Bro, he threw it 60 yards. I don't know if there's anybody else in the country who can do that. Okay? Next ad. That ad's problematic.
Sorry.
That ad is dangerous.
Sorry.
We can't run that ad.
A man crashes his motorcycle. His mistress flies off of it into the woods. Her location is unknown. The man is really roughed up. Onlookers rush the scene and open his motorcycle helmet. His face is unharmed. It's Bobby Petrino. Hard cut, motorcycle helmet. Ooh.
Okay.
Really bailed you out there with your Petrino spelling.
Dude, I was in a rush. I was in a rush. How terrible were we there?
I think pretty bad. It felt pretty bad.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck. Listen to the full podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. Wherever you want to get the podcast, you can get the podcast. Pretty simple. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Podcasts get pretty wild. This is real tame.